game is now paused.
What? God, he comes up even when you pause the game. It's going to fuck you up when you close this game and his tooltip still comes up. It's like, you are now on your desktop.
Trash Can
Classics.
Hello, and welcome to Trash Can Classics, where we play old games in abandonware.
To see if they're either trash or classic.
And today we are playing Rome Total War.
Sorry. Imagine that on like
Pan flu?
Would they have pan flus?
Well, they were invented by the Romans, weren't they, pan flu?
Okay, bear with me.
You're searching this up.
Tubas, French horns, bugles, oboe. What the fuck are we talking about? We're here for a reason, Idris.
Hello, and welcome to Trash Can Classics. I'm Idris. That music maniac is Ryan. We're playing today what I consider to be one of the greatest games of all time.
Ooh.
The originator of a series that probably is in at least the top 3 strategy game series of all time. We've got to be up front here. We love this game. At least I love this game, and I know you like this game.
I've got an interesting history with this one, actually, because medieval Total War is actually the first Total War I ever played, and I remember really loving that. Back then, I was running just some of the worst computers you ever see, and everything I had in my computer was just hand-me-down parts that my dad didn't want, meaning I was always consistently behind on the time. So Rome Total War was actually too much for my computer to handle back then. I only played this game years later when it was no longer relevant. The other reason we're here, and that's because Creative Assembly are doing a remastered version of Rome Total War.
I think one of the most interesting things about Rome Total War, the transition from what medieval Total War was, which was 2D for the most part, to 3D is the biggest jump in the entire series. No games after Rome really jump that much. Yes, they look better. Yes, they control better, but they are essentially the same game.
This is basically the framework that all future Total War games were. This was the foundation, essentially.
Yeah.
We're on to the Quicki-wiki. So it's developed by Creative Assembly. That's been the same throughout the existence of Total War. It was originally published by Activision, and its publishing rights have since passed to Sega. It came out in 2004, which was a question I was going to ask. That's quite a while ago. That does put it within the Trash Can Classics bracket, so we're not complete shameless twats playing a game we already know we like.
It's one of those games where when you kind of look at it, it's what made Total War from a kind of very small strategy game series that had its ardent fans to being absolutely fucking massive. And it came out around the time when all other strategy games were dying. Like, RTSs were going. Really, the only other big strategy game was Civilization at the time. Like, Command and Conquer was going, Age of Empires I think was dead at this point. I mean, StarCraft was going strong, but that will never die. So, in terms of new games, there weren't a lot. And then this game,
and it was a bit of a hybrid child, wasn't it? Because this game, we should probably actually describe this game just in case anyone who watches this series doesn't know what Total War is or has never played a Total War game. This game melds grand strategy. Think of like Risk, the board game. If you've ever played that, that's essentially Total War. But it melds that with, I'll read what it says in the wiki here. So the game's main campaign takes place from 270 BC to 14 AD, showcasing the rise and final centuries of the Republican period and the early decades of the Imperial period of ancient Rome. The player initially assumes control of one of 3 Roman families. Other non-Roman factions can be unlocked later on, which is actually an interesting thing because a lot of the other Total War games weren't that huge in their scope. Like, even Rome 2 carried that tradition of like, okay, you can play as Rome, that's the main draw. But you can also play as just a massive wheelhouse of so many other factions with completely unique unit rosters and construction chains and things like that. And that's the big draw about it. It is so insanely replayable because of that. Within the campaign, players manage the economy, government, diplomacy, and military of their faction, and attempt to accomplish a series of objectives on the map that encompass most of Europe, North Africa, and the Near East. On the battlefield, the player controls groups of soldiers and uses them to engage in combat with enemy forces. So you basically create formations and right-click on the enemy army and hope you've won. That's how I play the game anyway. I'm sure there's strategy to it.
The community for this game is somehow still alive. And when you look at some of them that have played it for the entire time it's been out, it's like, fucking hell, how do you have the brain power to control all these units at the same time? For me, I'm like, fuck it, send middle in battle, send horses round to flank, I'll win, maybe.
Yeah. Well, it's a PvE game, essentially, isn't it?
Spoilers, the AI for this game... Ugh. But I think now is the time to get into the game. We've lathered them up with facts.
We've lathered them up. You can tell that Idris is actually thousands of words into a video essay that he hasn't released yet on this game.
Yeah, that may or may not come out on our channel, depending on both time and
your sanity level.
Because I edited about half of that video, and then my hard drive failed. Yeah.
Well, hey, you got Nightfire done, and that was the thing that happened to that video. Go check out the Nightfire video. Idris had to edit it twice, so have respect for that, please.
As you can see, there are 5 options here. You got the Prologue, which is a introductory campaign. The Imperial Campaign, which is the main campaign. Historical battles, which are real life battles that happened in history, and fuck me, some of them are hard.
That's what kind of makes me laugh about this series. It takes place during the rise of the Roman Empire, but you can kind of play this game however you want. You have no obligation, really, to actually create the historically accurate empire. I
mean, it's always one of those things whenever I play Rome 1 or even Rome 2, I'm like, wait, why is Rome in that area? That's not allowed, that didn't happen. And then I go, oh, well, wait a minute, it's a sandbox strategy game. I'm playing as Armenia and I've just conquered Spain. It's not supposed to make sense. However, there are mods for this game which have like scripts in it that basically make it so Rome historically advances on the path it did, and it's more designed for playing as factions that aren't Rome, so you can kind of combat that. The problem is that in Rome 2, and I'm not going to go too much into Rome 2 because that's a whole nother can of worms, Rome would be destroyed basically from the outset. But I never saw a Roman Empire in that game if I was playing anybody else.
I don't think you need to talk too much about how bad the AI is. I'm pretty sure we're going to have plenty of examples in this video.
So the custom battles are exactly what they say on the tin. You're basically making custom armies to fight against each other, which is fun for if you want to just test out things, which we later on we're going to test out some strategies. And then you got quick battle, which I think, I've not ever actually pressed quick battle, but I think it randomly generates 2 AI, your army and the AI army.
Oh, so that's like your mum's come up to your bedroom and said, right, you got to come off the computer now, and you're like, one more battle, and she's like, okay, fine,
do a quick battle. She's like, you better defeat the Seleucids, because if you don't you're never playing the game again. You know, it's like if you're not using Silver Shield pikemen properly, you're not even a son.
Well, who'd have thought that being a fucking history nerd was hereditary?
Right, let's jump into Prologue. Sons of Mars, the House of the Julii. This is another thing with Total War. There's a million paragraphs of flavor text.
It's flavor text that reads like educational seminars teaching young people how to learn Latin.
You have been given a military command by the Senate and the people of Rome, SPQR.
Better take a note of SPQR in case it comes up in the exam later on.
Yes, SPQR.
Is that how you spell Tarquin?
That's 2 I's, isn't it? Tarquini.
Tarquinii?
Tarquinii. You're going to get used to that, by the way, everybody. Just EEI. I think Tarquin was the last king of Rome.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Idris, here he goes. Fucking sounding off that history fact.
Ooh.
The year is 329 BC.
It's not what the wiki said.
Look at that very low resolution video.
The animations have come a long way as well, because they were kind of just like zigzag walking in front of each other, and that was meant to imply violence.
Well, that's a well-known ancient strategy. You just zigzag
the
in front.
Squig maneuver. That's a good one, that. If you ever want to dodge archery fire, just squiggly squid.
Pioneered by Quintus Zigzagius.
Latium is firmly under...
Oh god, the voice.
And people of Rome, the Latin people are now one.
Okay, now I was just about to praise the voice actor, then that last line happened.
We must be on our guard. To the south.
Our guard.
Tarquinii grows.
Tarquinii, we were right.
And now barbarians raid from the north, burning and pillaging Roman lands. Shall we let danger fester and grow?
I can't place the accent, it doesn't sound actually American.
It sounds like a German guy doing an impression of Christopher Walken.
To smash the goals.
Smash the goals, you say?
Oh god.
And you best say aye, or we'll have your fucking head cut off.
No, sorry, it's EAEI.
I will be your guide through the world of Rome Total War. Left-click the dismiss button on this panel, or my portrait.
Yeah, fuck me off. That's her first order.
Oh, fuck off.
Parts of the map...
I love how she fades out like that. Like, oh, okay, bye.
Later, much later, you may have ambitions to take control from the Senate and become Emperor. But I'll move your army for you to get us to the battle.
What?
Yeah, what the fuck? Fuck off, Victoriae. I do have a lot of nostalgia for the music. And this, look at that, the little zoom in, dramatic zoom in when a battle's about to start.
Ave, General.
Ave.
Marcus, trusted centurion and military advisor to your family. As you enter the battlefield,
how about no?
Starts by faith.
Sorry, guys. I know this is a video, but I can't sit through this.
There's a line between demonstrating the game for you and just laboriously retreading steps we already know ourselves.
Yeah. Oh god, this music. Honestly, the soundtrack for this game is amazing.
The victory music especially, you're in for a treat with that.
Yeah.
The victory music needs some hard bass over it, I'm just going to say that.
Sadly, we won't be hearing that much because we're not playing as the barbarians. Here we are, some football hooligans.
We've just had a kick about with our football-y eye.
You know what? I have a feeling that we can't skip this.
He is the most important unit.
So what he means by that is when one of those dudes dies in that little unit there, the game just decides that your general or literally the entire faction leader has died just at the hands of some scrub in a field.
There's an infamous thing in these games where artillery just suddenly takes out a general. There we are, the Trorii, probably my favourite unit in any Total War game. That's the great thing about all Roman units, they all have some pilum, so they can throw spears, basically.
Sweet peelers? We've got fucking oranges in there. Easy peelers, mate. They bobbed down to Aldi and picked up some clementines. There we go. Oh boy.
There we are. They're no match for Trorii. Trorii.
Yeah, they also randomly shout their unit name.
Yeah.
Trorii. What's your name, soldier? Trorii 625. The very dramatic music punctuated by fucking nothing happening right now.
The enemy are now sending archers against us.
How about you fuck off or else I'll crucify you. These guys, why don't we get a fucking shirt on? It's not like it's a hot place, it's bloody northern France.
This was before they varied the units, wasn't it? Because literally they are clones. Once again, this game has entered into the Trash Can Classics headcanon of all games having clones in them. Oh, that soundtrack though, just the fucking staccato. I want to pummel someone to death to that.
This soundtrack has a lot of them have drums in it and war drums and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so it feels like, okay, yeah, my men are marching, my men are fighting. And then in like Empire onwards, for the most part, you've got these kind of operatic tracks which are okay, but you don't feel like you're in the middle of a battle.
The game is now paused.
What?
God, he comes up even when you pause the game. It's going to fuck you up when you close this game and his tooltip still comes up. He's like, you are now on your desktop. You are now shamelessly looking at some very dodgy porn. Right-click to squeeze your balls.
You are now getting into bed. Oh, I've just suddenly looked at his face. Look at it.
He's like gurning, isn't he? So Idris has lost it. He claims that he's got the tooltip advisor from Rome Total War in his head, and it tells him to commit violent acts. The Purpley are allied, aren't they? They're another Roman family.
They're the Senate. Right, we're mopping them up. We're mopping them up. So what you're seeing right now is how overpowered generals can be in this game, because they get upgraded much quicker than any other unit, which means that they can just plow through everything. It got ridiculous. I remember once I managed to conquer, I beat this massive army with basically just my general unit.
I don't give a shit, mate. I just want elephants. This game has elephants. Where are the elephants?
There he is.
Heroic victory, worthy of Roman arms.
Roman arms.
Well, that's it. Everyone lop up an arm. It's a tribute for the Emperor.
Oh, that music. That victory music. That's burnt into my fucking mind.
Am I...
You can't
Blast the Rome victory music.
live to talk about it, son.
These will go some way to helping you expand.
Expand on?
I imagine she does turn into Bonzi Buddy. Like she's on your computer permanently.
Someone needs to make that. Someone needs to make just the Rome Tooltip Advisor Bonzi Buddy crossover that literally nobody, even we, has asked for. Right, let's play some Total War, I guess. It's only like fucking half an hour, 45 minutes.
So that was the prologue, but now it's time to get into it. You start off as one of the 3 Roman families. This is not historically accurate whatsoever. So you've got 3 choices. So you've got strawberry, you've got lime, and you've got blueberry.
That's what you meant by historically accurate, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, there's no difference in gameplay between them. All of them are the same. They're all Roman.
The Mighty Morphin Power Romans.
It's all about the enemies you fight. Julii are fighting Gauls for basically most of the early game. The Brutii are fighting the Greeks for the most part, and the Scipii are fighting the Carthaginians for the most part. The Julii are typical Romans, the Brutii are Nazis, and the Scipii are pathetic. We're naturally going to go for the fascists.
Great!
We Brutii are the only true Romans. We saved Rome.
Yeah, that is literally the most fascist thing they could have said in the first line.
Respect. Obedience.
Yeah,
Man,
these
hatred
guys.
Guy.
Yeah, the hatred guy. Well, Hatredus, AK-47ius, come back in time to his earliest answer.
Yes.
The Scipii. Trash.
Oh, you said the verdict of the game straight away. He'd be good at Trash Can Classics.
As if the people matter.
These guys are so evil that they're just like, the people.
I kind of love that in games, though, when it's just like, I'm clearly the villain of the piece.
No, yeah, we're villains. Fuck it.
Yeah, no, I have no regard for human life. Just gonna wear that on my sleeve, you know?
So, Senate mission assigned. Take the settlement of Apolonia. So we've got Apolonia there. So here is the map.
You need to wipe your shoulder there, because you got a bit of Apolonia.
Oh, God. So, as you can see, we've got quite nice looking campaign map for the time. You've got all the different Roman factions.
But guys, there's a historical error. If we look here, Syracuse is a Greek city. Now actually, Syracuse was its own independent kingdom at the time, and at the time it wasn't linked to the mainline Greeks. But for some reason, this fucking fucking lazy game, decides to connect it up with all the Athens.
Just play the game.
Waiting your command.
You got your diplomat who...
You've got Sean Connery that you have.
Look at his stick neck.
It's Melvin Dew.
Shit,
Melvin Dew as voiced by Sean Connery.
Yes.
It's so cartoonish, though, isn't it?
It's from that era, though, isn't it? It is actually very different to the current realistic Total Wars, where it's just, this is ridiculous. Everybody got pastel colours and says stuff like Imperial and our general is being attacked. So in this game, diplomats actually had to walk about, unlike the other games where they rightfully went, that's just fucking boring.
Put it in a menu somewhere with a little scroll as the icon.
Let's talk to Quintus Cacus. No, I accidentally misclicked and I can't, even though it's right next to it. This game also has something that was missing from Total War for a long time, and that's a family tree.
Oh, what? 2 separate pairs of twins that are twins with each other?
They all look like Noel Edmonds from the 80s. So we've got Tiberius, our leader, is 52, which means in Roman times he's going to die soon. We've got his wife, Galla. I don't know any jokes I could do about that.
About an apple, maybe. Apples, lol. Gala, oh, you got a bit of apple on you.
So we've got Aulus Brutus. He looks like a bellend, if we're honest. He looks like a twat. He looks like he would be very kind of like, yeah, what are you doing? Right, and then you've got his brother, Amulius Brutus, who's our greatest general by the looks of it. He looks like he's quite happy. Oh, do you want a Snacker Jack?
I'm offering you this Snacker Jack, but I just want to make sure.
And finally, you have Vibius Brutus, who looks like he's been lobotomized. I imagine his friends call him Vibby. Hello, Vibby. What are you doing, Vibs?
My name's Vibby, and I can't see.
So that's our family, our fucked up family.
Fucking Manson family, isn't it?
And the 4 Knolls.
Manson family and the Fortnite.
So, as we can see as Ryan recovers, all your generals have traits. So this man is definitely developing his skills as a general. He's intelligent.
That just sounds like what teachers say at parents' evening. He's actually very intelligent. He just struggles to concentrate on his work. Idris.
Yeah.
Tub thumper.
What?
What the fuck is tub thumper?
Many are roused to action by his words, even if his speeches are coarse and unpolished to some ears.
What he does, he gathers everyone round, okay? He summons everyone he knows into a massive field. And he says, now that I've got your attention, what do you see below me? And someone goes, oh, it's a bathtub. And he goes, that's right. And then he just does a massive shit.
I thought it was a reference to that song.
What song?
You know, the song which is called Tub Thumper.
By who?
I don't know. I'm not a music man.
I'm not Googling Tub Thumper. Actually, I am. God, it's an actual phrase. It's a studio album by Chumbawamba.
There you go. Chumbawamba. Yeah. I get knocked down and I get up again and I'm a Roman who's stuck in a tub.
Mr. Brutus over there thumping in his tub again. Thumping in his tub.
Why is he thumping the plug hole?
Are we done with this fucking menu yet?
Yeah, we need to get out of there quick.
Oh, it's snowing. When did that happen?
We were in that menu for so long. I think it's time to end the turn. Right, a suitable husband. So his traits are true Roman. This man is widely seen to have some of the best qualities of an ideal Roman, including a healthy skepticism about foreigners.
Yeah, including eyebrows that are slowly warping his skull into a different shape.
He looks like the fucking... You know the main ant from the film Ants?
Does he know how to drop a fat deuce in a bathtub?
I think what's happened is the game has bugged out. It doesn't snow that much in Egypt. This is odd. I don't know why it's doing this. My game has crashed.
It wasn't the entirety of the world freezing over. It was a texture glitch leading to a crash.
But fingers crossed, guys.
Here's to show you what the battles are like if you're, for some reason, someone who doesn't know what they're like. Oh my god, the silhouette of that guy on the left looks like he's got cat ears on.
And before we start, just remember, they are more scared of us, true Romans to a man, than we are of them.
What a speech. They're more scared of us. You're talking like it's a spider.
Man, this Glastonbury lineup's pretty weird, isn't it?
Right, here we go. We could flank around, go in. I'm not going to do that.
Equites. General. Equites. General. Equites. Hastati. 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 Velites. General. 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 General.
That's all we needed, thank you.
We're doing the good old Roman tactic of fucking charge. Oh god. I did not notice that fallback.
Oh, those poor horses.
Those poor horsey eye.
Oh, look at him, look at that last one. Oh, he got out, good on him.
Yeah, he escaped. Jimmy escaped.
Contrast this to that massive speech, and now you're literally running away in fear.
They're more scared of us than we are of them. That hoplite, sorry, I didn't say it properly. Hoplites.
Hoplitei.
Are fucking dangerous in this game.
In Rome 2, you could win against the AI. They would have a full army, and you would just have 2 units of pikemen.
Yeah.
And you would station them between buildings, and they would not try and flank you at all. They would just meat grind their entire army down to nothing.
Come on. It's like a fucking bonanza at the Savoy factory. We won.
Okay, that was unceremonious.
Cut them down. This is the best part of Total War games. Slaughter and the aftermath.
And that mesh of textures indicates that the enemy general's dead.
Okay, they've come back from running away. That's not fair.
Wait, what? They can't do that, can they?
Yeah, well, apparently they can. I forgot they could.
Is it because they don't know where to run? Well, you said run, so I ran to the town centre, but like that's where they're going. So I guess we just stand here and die.
And this day is clearly our victory.
Ours.
Well, we could play the campaign forever, couldn't we?
We could. I mean, for example, let's just exterminate a populace.
What, for a laugh?
For a laugh, yeah. That sound effect was fucking horrible.
That's just them peeling the apples. That's all that was.
Yeah, so we could play the campaign all day, but you've seen it, we've seen it, we know it's good.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest, Idris. This game's pretty good. There's something holding me back though, and that's that so far I just haven't seen a full stack of war pigs charge an elephant unit.
I like how the man who owns the pig farm is doing the fucking general speech. The 5th Pig Legion.
Their troops pitiful. Remember, the base curve still
He just realised he's talking to a bunch of pigs right now, doesn't he? So McDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and then that farm formed a legion, E-I-E-I. Oh my god, there's so many more pigs. I was like, that's a lot of pigs, and then you turn to the right. Yeah, sorry for the PowerPoint presentation, but I asked a question and Idris answered it.
Look at them, so many.
Here they are.
Here we are. Charge of the Elephant Brigade.
Does anyone fancy a bacon cob?
Come on, pigs. Oh, here we go. The epic battle in Ultra Sober.
Yeah, there they go.
Oh god. Oh god, the pigs are flying.
Did they actually do this though?
Yeah, this is a Roman tactic. They use flaming pigs to scare elephants.
The absurdity of this has just kicked in again. Those poor fucking elephants.
Yeah, they're dying quite quickly.
From what though?
From fright?
Wait, what? Did they just send some pigs into orbit?
So, Rome Total War, trash or classic?
I mean, I did withhold my verdict on the grounds that I wanted this. Wish granted is all I'm going to say. This game's a fucking classic, obviously.
The seeds of Total War's success is so clear. Fuck it, it's a classic.
It's a classic, isn't it?
I can't wait for the remaster because the first battle I'm doing is this.
If the remaster can let us do this, because you could do battles this big on Warhammer 2, and that's slightly more optimised for newer machines.
Yeah.
But if they've properly optimised that game to where we can do this and still run at 60, then it will be money well spent. Fuck all the historical accuracies and historical inaccuracies, all of the different factions, the unit variety, how in-depth the gameplay is, the mechanics, and how it completely just popularised and made Total War an in-house name for Sega. Pigs versus elephants.
You can have dogs versus pigs, dog versus elephants, dogs versus pigs and elephants, dogs versus pig versus elephant. There's also a unit called Screaming Woman who scream and throw stuff. Head hurlers.
I don't think we need to say anything else. I think we just need a solid minute of silence for the lives that have been lost today.
While Divinitas plays over it. Findus lasagnas, 100% horse and pig.
Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you,
been
guys.
Trashgun Classics on Rome 1. Look out for when we inevitably play the remaster of this game, because that's the whole reason we're here, in hype for that. So we'll probably stream some of that and then maybe turn it into a video, depending on how well that goes. Support us on Patreon, if you can. We upload videos there early, as well as extended cuts of those videos, and also extended cuts of our podcast. Pay as little as £1, all the way up to £10 if you want to be a king shit or fuck mounted about it. Then you'll get get access to that, and it means that we can spend more time making these videos and uploading them for you to watch us have war pigs set on fire. You've got your frame rate back, that's good. As they squat in the pile of pig corpses.
The smell of bacon fills the air.
It literally would smell like bacon in the air.
Yeah. And whatever burned elephant smells like. On that note, thank you for watching. Fuck off.